Who child? So today's topic can be a tad controversial depending on the side that you're on. Now, while I will say that I do see both sides, I also think that it's important to have healthy conversations about it. And disclaimer, these are my personal opinions. They are mine. I hope that I do not offend or step on any toes with this one. But it's a new year and we need to have more casual conversations in the future about business. So, without further ado, let's have a conversation, shall we? So, today's topic is about tipping. To tip or not to tip? When is tipping too much? Or could you have tipped a little bit more? Or why aren't you tipping? Or should I tip? Am I required to tip? Her prices are high enough. I don't have to tip. I feel like this is a conversation, you guys. So, here goes my personal opinion, okay? As being a business owner and being a service provider / business owner, and also being a consumer, right? So yes, I do have a business, but I also have services that I get done myself. So I have a lash girl, I have a wax girl, I have a massage girl, I have a nail girl. I have people that I go to for services that I need. And do I tip those people? Absolutely. Yes, positively. Now, does my range of tipping change? Yes, it does. Absolutely. Do I think that that's fair? Yes, absolutely. I do. Do I think that service providers should require, and I did say require, I did not say suggest, I said require. Do I think that service providers should require their clients to tip? Absolutely not. No, like that's not your business. That is not the financial state of your client, has nothing to do with you. And when people do tip you, it's just icing on an already perfectly placed cake. It does not mean that if your client does not tip you, that she doesn't value you. That's not true. Because the reality is that we are in a different financial state. And I know all of us feel it. You know, you don't know what your client had to sacrifice to come get their hair done. You don't know what bill they passed up on to come sit in your chair. So for you to require them or to feel some type of way because she didn't tip you this time is absolutely absurd. Absolutely, positively absurd. Financially, people are going through a lot. And I think that it's no different than going to a restaurant and sitting down. Is you and your significant other, or you and your girlfriend. It's two of you guys, and the waitress comes up and sits down and stands in front of you and says, well, it's two of you guys today, so before we even get started, there's going to be at least a $20 minimum to tip me today. Are you okay with moving forward? I mean, I know that I'm going to I know I'm going to have something to say, because I'm like, we just sat down and you're going to go ahead and tell me that that's going to be what is going to be expected of me? Houseway? How? Of course, in the restaurant business, if it's a party of 6 or more, yes, they do require you to tip more because of the party size and all the attention that is needed for that many people. So yes, I get it. Okay, completely get it. But when it comes to beauty services or any type of service where you're getting paid for the service that you do, and now we're going into, you need to tip at 20%, you need to tip at or at least 15%, or you need to tip at 20%. Let me tell you something. Jesus only asked for 10%. You heard me. 10%. So if your client sits in your chair, pays you for your service, and you are expecting her to give you a tip on top of that, if she can, great. If she doesn't, I don't think that that should be a problem. I can say that I personally know stylists, okay? And I will call no names because it's not relevant. But I personally know beauty professionals who get in their feelings whenever clients don't tip. I have clients who tip every single time they sit in my chair. I have clients who never tip, who never ever tip any time that they sit in my chair. And I also have clients who tip at the end of the year. So, for example, I had 4 clients specifically last year at the end of the year, their last appointment, well, not their last appointment, maybe their appointment around Christmas time. They tipped in bulk for the entire year. And I must say, I was pleasantly surprised and very much so appreciated. So you never know financially what your clients are into or what they're able to do. If they're sitting in your chair, I personally feel that that's more than enough. Now, am I saying not to tip me? No, I'm not saying that. Your tips are greatly appreciated. Okay? Okay. But what I am saying is that I work in a building with 32 other amazing beauty professionals. And when my clients or even a new client comes into my business, I'm grateful because there are other people that you could have chose to provide your service. And you chose me. Now, if you happen to be financially, if you can afford to tip, great. But I don't think that it is a requirement to provide this additional financial contribution. That's all I'm saying. And if you treat your clients who don't tip you any different than you do the clients that do tip you, you may miss out on one of the best clients you could ever have. I'm speaking from experience. Okay?